Good morning, guys. It is time for another garden tour update on what I have going on in there. I have gotten a few of the beds redone and kind of lined out how I want it. I've continued working on the stone path. I do have some cold weather things planted. I have peas, radishes, carrots, kale, lettuce, spinach, onions, and shallots. I had to look in the garden so I could think. None of that has sprouted yet. It's just been planted. Nothing has sprouted from the little DIY greenhouse plant that I did yet. We did have a cold snap shortly after I planted those, and it snowed. So I'm guessing it's just not warm enough even in those greenhouses yet. Titan wants snuggles. I don't think it's warm enough in the greenhouses yet for anything to sprout in there. I'm hoping those seeds don't rot. You know, I don't want them to sit in there so long with it not being warm enough that they rot. We'll see what happens. As I said, I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm going to give you the tour of what it looks like right now, and then I have a few bulbs. I bought some bulbs from Jung Seeds, which is a local gardening center slash store you can order from online, but I bought gladiolas and some different types of lilies from them that I need to get out in the garden. And then I also had my husband pick up some bulbs from Costco because they had their bulbs out, and I can't say no since I'm really trying to flush out the flower aspect of the garden this year. I feel like the more the merrier. So I'm gonna get some of those in the garden today. Some of them I will wait until the expansion area is done because I'll want to have bulbs or flowers in that area too. So it's kind of windy. I'm hiding over by the shed right now in a corner where hopefully you're not hearing too much of the wind, but I will go give you the garden update tour here real quick. So I am back to trying out my phone for shooting this video of the garden. We will see. I actually already shot a whole garden tour on the GoPro, but I still need to think with the settings on it. The lighting, because it's so bright out right now, it's about noon and full sun. I need to figure out how to make the GoPro not so sensitive to the light because it really bleaches everything out. But we will do a quick update on the garden so you can see the path has been extended a little bit in each direction again. I have got radishes down in here. Everything along here is looking nice. The Muscari are awesome. Like, look at that guy. How cool is that? Tulips, if you can see it behind my big head shadow, are coming along. There are a few daffodil. I think there's just these two. I need to move them. They're too close to the fence, and because I'm wrapping another rock like pile along the edge, that they'll be in the way of that. I'm doing that. It's mainly to prevent grass because grass is gonna grow up. I have rocks on the outside, as you can see, but they're still it's gonna grow anyways because grass is the devil. But the rocks will help me a little bit with that. So the daffodil need to move. This area I still haven't done anything with because it's going to be my herb corner and it needs to be warmer. I did move over some cilantro that had self-seeded, but it's teeny tiny and nothing exciting at this point. I do have asparagus growing in here in my asparagus bed. It's not super happy asparagus. I planted from seed last year. Ooh, here comes the wind. I planted from seed last year. I'm trying to cover the speaker hole on this so you don't get so much of the wind noise. But, so it's teeny tiny asparagus, and the weather's been back and forth. I'm And I can't pull up all this grass, which is probably making it unhappy because I don't know where all the little asparagus shoots are. And if I just go willy-nilly pulling up grass, I'm going to 100% pull up asparagus with it. So this bed is going to get looking worse before it gets looking better. But, oh well, it's worth it for fresh asparagus, right guys? Over here, I will be, after I'm done with this, planting more of those bulbs that I had set aside from earlier. I can only go to right about here, this T-post, because the expansion area, I think, is going to shoot out into there and then connect down at the wood post down there. So I don't want to go planting down this whole fence line and then need to pull it up later. None of my peas have sprouted yet. They were really old seeds, so we'll see. And I forgot to soak them before I put them in. So we'll see if those germinate. If not, whatever, it's peas. I can replant it a million times if I have to. Oh, I planted 2 rows of kale along the edges of my rhubarb bed here. So the rhubarb's doing okay. There's one little one on the end that's not super happy. It split when I pulled it from the other side. I hadn't meant for that to happen. It just happened. On this bed, I have spinach, 2 rows of spinach and 2 rows of lettuce. This was going to be my cauliflower and broccoli bed, but I have my seed potatoes now and I do not have the grow bags for my seed potatoes. So potatoes grow all right with spinach and lettuce. So the middle is going to be a mound of potatoes, and I needed a bigger bed for that because it wouldn't have fit over here in this back one. It would have been too small. So this one will probably be for Swiss chard and celery, and then this one will likely be the broccoli and cauliflower. I may flip-flop those 2 beds as well. It just depends on how many plants I end up with, or if I even do end up with broccoli and cauliflower. Oh my goodness, broccoli and cauliflower. Why is that hard to say? Cauliflower, I don't know, it's hard to say. I have brought a few more things down here that were just in other areas of the garden working in this back line of flowers. I will plant some of those bulbs back here today as well, but this is more shady, so I have to be a little more particular about what I am putting back here. I did throw down a bunch of seeds that I had gathered from my flowers last year. So there's echinacea, there's thrift, dianthus, salvia, I think that's it. Oh, some chives. Anything that I think will do okay in a little bit more shade, I threw the seeds down here, and you know, if they grow, sweet. If they don't, it's not a big deal because it was free seeds from the garden. Actually, everything back here so far has been free stuff that I've taken from other areas on the property. The elderberry trees are looking really good, and hopefully we will have the orchard space cleared soon so I can start moving some of these over. You can see this is where I planted those bulbs earlier. I had the GoPro propped up on the kids' chair, so you don't have a tripod for it. I still need to come through and put mulch over top of this, but that is my next project for today. Still have the blueberry bushes right smack dab in the middle of what will be my walking path, but again, those will get moved eventually. The 3 patches of garlic are looking good. This bed I planted with bunching onions yesterday. This one I did red onions, and this one over here has the bonus garlic that was in the radish bed. I moved it all over here so that I could plant the radishes. And then in the middle, where there's not any garlic, is shallots. Nothing is in the DIY greenhouses yet. Nothing has sprouted. It got, you know, cold and snowy, and I know those are warmer than out here because when there was ice, there wasn't ice inside of those, but it still hasn't been super warm, and a lot of that stuff is really warm weather stuff, so I won't be surprised if it takes longer to germinate than it usually would. The strawberry beds are getting expanded just a little bit more. You can see I added some logs onto the end, so I need to pull up the grass and move some of the strawberry plants around. Looks like there's some daylilies hiding on the edge there. Here I did rows for my carrots. So the low spots where there's no mulch is where the carrots are planted. I've got, I think, 12 rows. I only planted 8 of them. I need 4 more, but I need to buy some orange carrots because I got way too excited about growing fun colored carrots this year, and I did not buy any orange ones. I thought I had leftover orange carrot seeds. Guess what? I didn't. So gotta plant those 4. And then let's see this. I got a push-pull hoe. I weeded this whole bed with this. It was awesome. And then when I put the mulch down, this is what I used to clear and make the mounds of mulch on either side. It worked really nicely. Probably favorite new gardening tool. So yeah, everything is just kind of growing. That slow spring growth we got. It's still cold, so nothing's too excitable here. The salvia is growing. The sage is alive. I've determined that. This rose back here keeps, I don't know. Some days I think it's alive and some days I think it's dead. Everything is blowing off my table because it's windy as heck. The pink chives are doing good. I ended up planting the white chives in here. I decided not to go between because when I was looking at the packet of chives, it said they get a pretty big root system and they do best when they're about 12 inches apart. So I thought if I planted them between the pink ones, it was going to be too tight. So the chives will come out here and eventually all those little violas will get moved elsewhere one day in the future when I feel like doing it. But yeah, so that is the garden today. I think it's coming along nicely, and now I'm gonna go have some lunch and hopefully upload this while I am eating lunch, and then come back out and get the rest of those bulbs planted because it's a busy day and I need to get all the bulbs done today. And there are the ponies. Well, pony and horse. Katie Mae's my only pony. Abby's just a short horse, but she is horse-sized. They're hanging out in the sunshine. Oh, Katie Mae's gonna roll. Or maybe she's gonna lay down and take a nap. Let's see if I zoom in. It's gonna get blurry. Yeah. So cute though. Right about the time they like to lay down and nap. It's really cute when they totally zonk out and look like they're dead. That's my favorite. Not. Gives me a heart attack every time. But yeah, so there is the garden update. We'll see what's going on next week. Probably nothing too much more exciting. Look what I found. This poor little guy has had it rough. He is just so beat up. You're okay, little buddy. I love snakes. He's so cute. He's definitely had a rough life. Look at that. Oh. Trying to figure out where I can put him. That's a little more safe. I don't know if he got hit by somebody's lawnmower. We haven't mowed, so it wasn't us. But you are beat up, little guy. We will find you a safe spot, Mr. Cutie. And we'll end the video with Katie Mae, the cutest pony ever. Every time I see her, I'm like, look at how cute she is. Look at how cute. I will have had her for 15 years this summer. Kind of crazy. You're a good girl, aren't you? But I did want to mention, this is only my 2nd year in this garden, so it's a lot of developing it and planning and changing. And overall, this is my 4th year in my own personal garden. So I'm still very much learning as I go, and lots to do, lots to learn. I'm kind of still winging it at this point. She loves her butt to be scratched. Seriously, Katie, on camera. How rude. But yeah, that is all that I know. That's the garden. Oh, shedding season. I am going to do a spring homestead tour of the property here after things start blooming a little bit more. But right now I need to go give the horses their second breakfast. They get a nice warm pellet mash for breakfast, and I need to let my chickens out, and I'm gonna finish up garden projects for the day. So thanks for watching, guys.